Hi, my name is Professor Debbie Curdy, and you are in Computer Information Systems 101, which is computer literacy. And it's a little bit of a misnomer because this isn't a class about how to use a computer. So if you're looking for that class, that's not this class. This is a class about how computers are used, specifically in computer information systems. And it covers a huge range of topics. Now, I'll give you some resources if you feel like your skills aren't quite up to par as far as using computers, but I do expect you to have some basic literacy, like you know how to get around a web browser, you know how to save files, you've got reasonable keyboarding skills so that doesn't hang you up. All right, so if you feel like you're in a category where you need a little bit of extra help with that, send me a message because I've got some really good resources. And I have students every semester that come in at that level and ace the class because they're willing to put in a little bit of extra time to just get comfortable using the machine that they're on. So let me give you an idea of some of the topics. Like I said, we cover a wide breadth of topics here. We cover everything from hardware to software, from word processing and spreadsheets and presentation software. We do digital media, which is one of my favorite topics. It's super fun. We'll probably do virtual reality. We'll hit computer programming and computer careers. We'll look at computer history, where it's been, and we'll look at where it's going. We'll even look at distributed work environments, which is interesting because in the last, several months, this has become the norm. Meeting in Zoom, meeting virtually, working together in groups is what people do. And so we're going to do it. And by virtue of doing it, you're going to learn it, because that's my philosophy, actually. I was a 4-H member, just to give you some background there. And our whole motto was learn by doing, because I can't just talk to you about, oh, I don't know, spreadsheets. Well, I could, but that'd be super boring, right? It's much more interesting to use it and apply it and try things out, because that's how you really learn about stuff. Um, Let me give you an insight into one of the projects that we're going to do. We're going to have a research project because this is a transfer level 101 class. And so there's a research project, but it's not like any research project you've probably ever had. At least that's what students tell me. And it's probably going to be a group project, which will make this really interesting given our current environment. But again, students tell me that this is one of the best projects they've ever done. So don't panic, don't freak out, don't hyperventilate over the word group project. We'll get to that in a couple of weeks and we'll have a long time to work on it. And so I think it'll be a lot of fun. It lets you dig in deep on a topic that you are interested in. Because if you flip through the chapters of the textbook, you'll notice that every chapter is a different topic. So we don't get to go very deep on things, but one of our focuses will be on the impacts. What's the impact of this technology? Are there privacy concerns? Are there security concerns? What about artificial intelligence? Like, what kind of issues does that bring up? Anyhow, there's a huge range of topics that we're going to cover. I just want to finish up by saying, if you're kind of expecting this to be I'm going to sit in the back of the class, read the book, and take a test class, because there's lots of those, that's not this class. This is more of a jump in, have conversations, think big ideas, look at the impacts, try things out, be curious. It's that type of class. We're going to have all of these conversations in class, and I'm super excited about it. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of hands-on projects. I'm going to give you some new technology to use. Everything I ask you to use will be free software. Stuff that you can try out at home on your computer. Most of it will work mobile, also on your phone. And so I'm really excited about this class. I've been teaching this particular class for a really long time, like over probably 15 years, the 101 class. And people always say, well, isn't that boring? Like, don't you get bored? I'm like, seriously, how could you get bored? Technology changes all the time. And so our best approach to that is to learn how to learn about it and not get hung up on, oh, do I push this button or do I push that button? And what's going to happen if I click this other button? It's not about that. There's so much more. It's so exciting. So I'm looking forward to you this first week. There's some getting started things to do. There's going to be an orientation, couple of activities that you need to knock out by the end of the week to stay enrolled. And if you do all of that, you'll be in for a really fun ride. It's a lot of work, but we like to call it hard fun because you'll learn a lot. You'll have a lot of fun. It's all about connecting people, connecting technology, and how we use it. So I'm looking forward to meeting you.